Okay. Finally, we made it to Dead Rising 3. The last Dead Rising game ever made. I haven't been putting it off, just stalling. I really liked this game when I played it with friends, but playing it alone is kind of boring because it's easy. This time, I'm playing it on Nightmare mode. Yeah, so Nightmare mode gives us less time, stronger zombies and bosses, and I guess we're weaker too? We'll see. Alright, let's play. So in this game we play as Nick. There's not much to say about him, he's just Nick. Seems like a shy guy, that's about all I can get. He's a mechanic, which helps him when he's building stuff, so he can build whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He doesn't need a maintenance closet. One of the first things I noticed was Nick gets tired really easily. I don't remember him being such a wimp. No wonder no one likes him. So we gotta get through this whole tutorial area. Not so hard, although some zombies do try to jump scare us. But I get out of it really easily. Then we get out. Ouch. Then a whole plane crash lands in front of us. It came out of nowhere. What the hell? What else can go wrong? We make our way to the diner, and now we have to leave the diner. Hey, this isn't so hard. Haven't killed a zombie yet. Maybe I can get through this without killing any zombies. Oh. Never mind. We drive all the way to Nick's garage, without saving anyone, mind you. Yeah, we have no time for that. So now we have some free time. We'll just hang out here.
Welcome, guys, to my Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Miniature stale hamburger buns.
As entitled to me by the Cornerian-Venomian treaties, I'm requesting arbitrary...
Now we're back. Rhonda makes us combine these two vehicles into a zombie-killing machine. We use that to get to the quarantine post, which has been taken over by a biker gang. We have to run over some bikers until the real boss comes out and... This guy with the weird name, he's not too hard if you have Molotovs to throw at him. It'll stun him so you can get up close and punch him. Or if you have a gun, just shoot him while he's getting ready to throw his Molotovs, and he'll drop them on himself for you to wail on him. So we beat him, and I died once, mainly because I was overconfident. And once we leave the quarantine post, Nick gets bit. The others leave us so we can get Zombrex on our own. Rhonda says that there's some spare Zombrex at the morgue, so that's where we head now. So now I'll explain the level up system we have. It says that I leveled up, but I didn't really. You see, when we level up, it gives us attribute points that we can spend. From level 1 through 15, they give us 1 attribute point, and more so after that. That means if I do spend a point, it would be considered a level up, but if we don't spend those points, we are technically still level 1. Oh, and we also get attribute points at the end of each chapter, so there's that. So, let's head to the morgue. In order to get there, we have to go through the sewers. I forgot there's a bunch of zombies down there, so I went unprepared and died again. I make a combo weapon so I can get through easily this time. We get to the morgue and meet Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé. Looks like he found his neck, and he's the one that teaches us the bee trick. He tells us he wants to get in and find someone, and that he'll help us find the Zombrex, so we head inside through the roof and let Big Ed in. We get to the furnace and find no Zombrex. Ed finds the girl he's looking for, well, he thinks that. Nick accepts his fate of turning into a zombie, and Ed wants to help offing him.
Give me a moment. Shit. That was my last bullet.
Oops. But we find out that Nick's actually healing from the zombie bite. Huh. Now Big Head Ed wants us to deliver the girl to his boss. What? This is your job. Whatever. So we have to drive her through the zombies, making sure the car does not take too much damage. Unfortunately, the biker gang wants revenge and wants to stop us. I get my car stuck on its side and it blows up. Ugh. So now I gotta pick up the casket and hand deliver it to the club. There we meet Ed again, so he was headed here anyways. What the fuck? Right, now we gotta head over to the plane. Yeah, your friends find a plane and they plan to escape on it, but we gotta repair it and find fuel. Ed said before that if Nick helps find the girl, that his boss would be able to help find fuel for us. Once we get to the plane, the others tell us to go find Annie and turn her in, so that's where we go now. Damn, there are a lot of zombies now. My favorite weapon to deal with them is the electric crusher. I don't know if this is common knowledge, but when you use it, it electrifies the zombies around you, kind of like an electric aura, so you can run through a crowd of zombies and electrify them. It's really useful if you don't have a card or just trying to make your way through. I call it... No, not that. I call it... electric surfing. Yeah, we'll go with that. Now we find Annie's hideout, but to get in, the guard wants us to get some of her equipment from the school and another hideout. The school is annoying because there are football zombies. They take a lot more damage to kill and you can't knock them down as easily, if at all. Plus they like to tackle you. The next place is the other hideout. There's a lot of bikers there and we gotta take them out to get the ring box. I save here and then we head back to the hideout. The guard lets us in and we ask Annie on a date.
I'm wondering if maybe you'd like to go to Ingleton with me or something.
Kinda. But Red asked her out first. Seriously though, Nick isn't that bad of a character. Maybe it's because he just seems like a shy guy, like myself. But he's also kinda boring, like me. Maybe that's why I like him. Anyways, Red and his crew of zombie illegals want us to do some stuff.
Go out, burn some equipment, short out some radios, mess with some cameras.
We do all that and he'll get us some fuel for the plane. So this mission's pretty simple. Each city has a set of tasks you have to do, pretty much what Red said. Let's head out and do that. Ah shit, here we go again. Nick gets drugged and now it's a boss fight. Albert. Not that hard at all. You just need to find him and hit him with anything. I don't think he needed the boxes, just in case. Just need to hit him and that'll be enough to stun and grab him. And just repeat that. Finding him isn't that hard. Just be patient. And that's Albert. He's a weird one. His death scene's kinda cool though. After we beat him, we gotta destroy some supplies and we get a new partner. I never asked for her, so I left her aside. I finish up the mission and head back to Annie.
Angel said there's a computer recording of the attacks on the civilians over at the police station.
Alright, now we gotta find some security footage at the police station. We get there and this happens.
All of it. Give it to me. I want to find somewhere safe.
My wife.
Is there anyone else with you?
No, she's hurt. No! Move! Make this a gangbang!
Yeah, this is kinda tough. We aren't strong and we don't have much life, so any enemy encounter has us looking for food shortly after. So I try to make my way. I find a combo weapon, the Czar. It's pretty cool and helpful in fighting Hilda. The first time fighting her, I only made one and used it up pretty fast. I don't want to get up close, so I just shoot her from afar. If there isn't enough guns or weapons, plus when she calls for backup, it gets really hectic. Then she pulls out her rocket launcher, so I die. Now we gotta prepare. I make a couple of Czars, and find out that while shooting her, she can kinda be stun locked for a bit, but I still take some damage from her surrounding enemies. But it's enough to finish her.
Nice, doesn't matter. Big boy.
I finished first.
I wonder if Nick ever told Annie about this encounter. So now we gotta meet up with the others to hand over the USB. And Red trusts us now, so he'll get us the fuel in a few hours. I just need to kill some time. Head back to Annie's hideout and hang out with these girls here.
Bingo! Hands up, everybody, hands up! Gary, you didn't have a ball. You followed through.
we head over to meet Red so that we can rescue Annie. And here we have a few ways we can do this. We can either rush in and kill everything, sneak in through the back, or get a disguise. I picked disguise because it's not hard to find the outfit and there's no risk of getting caught. Well, at first. You'll see. So now we're in, and we overhear some things. We get discovered and I found out this gun sucks. That's better. Now we gotta destroy the generators to free our friends. Not so hard because they're super close. We free our friends and we gotta clear out the area of Spec Ops. Once we do that, we gotta fight a boss? He's just a commander guy. Not even a cutscene for him. Well, we beat him kinda easily. Shoot him a bunch and we get the key card so we can escape. Sorry, Big Ed. So now we gotta pick up the fuel for the plane. That's where we meet this thing. We got the fuel. Now to deliver it to the plane. These zombies do a lot of damage to the car. I was worried we might not make it, especially if we run into the bikers or military. Luckily we don't, and make it with half the car's life.
Diego's gone.
What?
Damn it, now we gotta fight Diego. He's hard, I guess? I died once, I don't know what happened, I just lost all my life from his fires. But next time we fight, he didn't use that move at all. So the main thing you gotta do is just shoot him while he's just about to attack you. He'll fall down and you'll get a chance to grab him. These grab attacks kinda remind me of No More Heroes. In that game, if you stun one of the bosses, you can grab him with a wrestling move. It's not the same, just kinda similar, you know? What the fuck? Diego's spinning out of control. That looks fun. Whee! Oh yeah, this is where we learn about the other games. So yeah, they find out they're one of the orphans from Carlito's planted zombie things. Even though when we look back at Dead Rising 1, we see number 12's name is... Lisa Jackson. Huh? It's not even the right gender. Unless our boy Nick was a girl. Anyways, Diego lost the keys to the plane to the biker gang, so we gotta go get them back, then get to the plane. Back at base, Rhonda tells us that we need some more parts to make the plane flyable, and that it'll take some time to find it. So now we just hang out here, wait till she finds them. Alright, she found out where we can find them, so we head over to collect them. I get to the house, and the house immediately goes into lockdown. For some reason, this is a bad thing. In theory, it should keep the zombies out, but there's already zombies in, and more of them keep coming in through the roof. So this lockdown sucks. We shut off the lockdown, and now we gotta locate the parts. They're all over this mansion, and it's not hard to find them. Once we collect them, we drive our way back to base to finish the repairs. Rhonda finishes and decides that she wants to stay behind to find her ex-husband. So we say goodbye to her, and now we gotta get Annie and the others so we can leave. Best part of the game right there. Diego's screech. Oh, and the worst part of the game, that.
Will haunt my dreams forever.
We escape, and now the hardest part of this run. Since we got captured, we have none of our previous weapons, so we have to make do with whatever we have in the immediate area, which isn't much. The most we have is an electric rake, so we have an electric rake, some acid jars, and some medicine, just in case. What are we fighting? Mechanical arms. So one is hard at first, just need to dodge its attacks. I didn't do so well, I forgot to save, so I had to go back and get the plane parts, but whatever. In fact, remembering to save this time, so this is the part. I'm telling you, I spent a whole day trying to beat them. Seriously. I almost ran out of space on my hard drive to try to record myself beating this. That's why this video is also kinda late. I was stuck on this part. Okay. After a whole day I said that I'll never get past this part at my current level, so my only chance of beating this was by spending some of my attribute points. Alright, So for every attribute point I spend is equal to 1 level, and I was able to beat it with 5 attribute points spent. Also, I spent 1 on this combo category. I don't count that as one of my level ups, but if you want to count it, then I'm level 6. But I'm counting it as level 5. The reason I got that combo category is because it allows me to use any explosive and combine it with a hammer to make a blast pummel. These are great for these bosses. It's kinda slow, but 2 hits of these takes out 1 life block, so I like it. I even had to switch up my controls to beat this part. I was using a mouse and keyboard before and decided that using a controller was more comfortable, especially since I was here for like hours, literal hours trying to beat this part. So what do we have to beat exactly? 4 mechanical arms, 1 at a time, each time getting harder than the last. The first one we fight while the place is catching fire, so there's a time limit. The second fight is with zombies around and the place is catching fire. The third fight is kind of the same, but there's even more zombies and the place is catching fire. And the fourth one, there's zombies around, the place is catching fire, and the arm also throws exploding barrels at us. And I beat it with barely any life left. I don't have actual footage of me doing it because I was trying so many times and didn't want to spend more disk space on failures. But look, I have barely anything when I start playing again, so there you go. So now is another heart-pounding moment. You hear this heartbeat? That's my real-life heartbeat, because if I take another hit, I will have to go back and fight that boss again, and I don't want to do that, and I am going to kill myself if I have to go through that again. Oh my god. But I found relief. A single porta potty right here. And I even find some super rations close by. The nightmare was over. Everything else is pretty tame in comparison to that. We enter a subway station and get locked in there by the biker gang. We gotta unlock it by going to the control panel, but the power is out. So we gotta put the power back on, but the wires are cut, and we have to find a spool of wires somewhere, which is back at the beginning. So after all of that, I get the door open so we can escape. Now we gotta rescue Annie from Gary. Yeah, that big head-edge shit is getting old. Gary wants us to give him a reason to live, and we do that by finding Rhonda and getting her over here. We find Rhonda at the garage and she needs a first aid kit to stop her arm from bleeding. We get some from Moismart and tell Rhonda that Gary's here and wants to see her, so you make her a mechanical arm and flamethrower. Gary lets us in and we find Annie surrounded by zombies. We get rid of them and take her back to the plane with everyone else.
Nick, that's what they called you now?
That kinda explains Nick's transgender issue, I guess. Red leaves for some reason and we follow him into his trap.
Nick, wait! There's no time, Annie!
This fight isn't that hard, just shoot the crane's weak points and avoid the soldiers. The fight after this is kinda tricky. Red, the traitor. He sold us out for money. He literally sold us out. So pretty much we grab anything we can use as a weapon, hit him a couple times, dodge out of the way. It also has a dash tackle that I had trouble getting out of the way. I keep dodging into it for some reason. But the main thing is being patient, because your attacks won't do much damage. And that's it. And he crushes Red, and the two share a kiss. We beat Nightmare Mode. I can't call it 72-hour mode because it's longer than that. Oh, there's more.
Katie!
Chuck and Annie is actually Katie, so we have everyone now. It's time to take off. Rhonda and Gary decide to stay behind to help the others escape. Alright, let's go.
The most powerful weapon of mass destruction known to mankind is almost in our grasp.
Not quite sure what my daughter sees in you. You want to impress me? Here's your chance.
We are now in overtime mode. Hemlock is flying around in a craft and we gotta follow it. It flies from one part of the city to another, dropping off harvesting drones. What we gotta do is shoot them down and follow the craft as it makes its rounds. If the craft's life bar reaches full, then we lose. This is kinda hard, and I thought at one point that this might not be possible, because Once we get to the craft location, it already picked up a number of zombies, and driving through the zombies is really hard and time consuming, but we make it anyway. Once we destroy 60 drones, Nick gets the idea of riding one of the harvesters up to the craft. Alright, the final boss, Hemlock. At first he seems really intimidating. He's got a grenade launcher and uses it if you get off the platform. So stay on the platform. I found out how to beat him really easy. You have to have a melee weapon. You might be able to use your fist, but I don't know. Dodge roll all of his attacks and stay away. He'll do an attack, and that's when you do a heavy attack right on his back. Just one thing. That one attack will leave him open to be grabbed, and that's when you deal most of your damage. Repeat all that until he dies, and we win. It's over.
There is no cure for this. Fuck you.
That's not how you say it. This is how.
Fuck you.
Alright, we did it. We did it. We beat Dead Rising 3. It says level 10, but technically at level 5. I actually had a lot of fun with this run. The only part that was not fun was the mechanical arms boss. That part can go to hell. One thing about this game that's weird is that you can do all the main missions, usually one right after another. It's not a bad thing, it's just you don't have a lot of time to do side stuff, especially in Nightmare mode. And that's about it. Thank you for watching, and hope you liked this video, and hope you subscribe to see more stuff like this. And until next time, bye-bye.